He said, whether he was inviting people day and night, openly and secretly. So look at this, how much the efforts they have put to spread the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, قال رب إني دعوت قومي ليلا ونهارا. SubhanAllah. فلم يزدهم دعائي إلا فرارا. So I invite my people open day and night, and they keep on turning away from the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, every time I invite him, they block their ears, subhanAllah. And they insist on their arrogance and their kufr. He said, then again, ثم إني دعوتهم جهارا, openly I have invited him. ثم إني أعلنت لهم, I mean say openly, then وأسررت لهم إسرارا, openly and secretly. فقلت استغفروا ربكم. Kept on doing. And this is the ikhlas, this is the sincerity. When the Prophet invites someone, invite his people with the most sincere manner, in the most sincere way. And he just doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, we don't ask you for money. We don't want you to give us any reward. All what we seek, the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah's face and Allah's pleasure subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they said, he mentioned the istighfar, what the istighfar would benefit. Keep on astaghfirin Allah subhanahu, astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh, all day long, as much as you can. And this is form for ibadah, istighfar, or the dhikr in general. This is something big in our life, an easy form of ibadah. Many people is not practicing it. We said, and we have mentioned this many times, like the ibadah doesn't require a special place. You don't have to have wudu, you don't have to be standing or sitting anywhere. Yadhkurullah qiyam and standing, or qu'ud and sitting, or laying on their sides, in any place, except of course the bathrooms and so on. So this form of ibadah is so easy, but you didn't see many people practicing it. And you think about the day, when you drive to work, come back from work, go to school, come back from school, come into the masjid, sitting there at home. And subhanAllah, imagine how easy to do this ibadah, and we're not doing it. But he mentioned Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the tongue of Nuh, وَاسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Ask Allah for forgiveness, He's the forgiver. يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. He will send the rain upon you with an abundance. And the rain, probably in Cleveland, Ohio, we don't feel it. We think it's too much rain. But think about the dry area. Go even in the USA, Texas, California, Arizona, Nevada, or something. You don't want, let alone in Africa or the Middle East or something, how much they are in need for rain. SubhanAllah. So the rain brings a lot of good. The rain comes with the istighfar. He said, استغفر ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال. He provides for you. He give you money. وبنين, and children. SubhanAllah. وجنات, and gardens, and so on, and flowing rivers. This is the istighfar, brings so much good. And there's one story talk about dhikr. Imam Ahmad rahimahullah, he was in a place in a different town than his, visiting. And as you know, there's no YouTube, nothing. Everyone heard of Imam Ahmad, but no one who knows who is Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad was very famous, popular man, and very knowledgeable. He memorized about 1 million hadith, they said. So everyone knows the Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. So however, he said he went to a town and he went to sleep in a masjid. There was no hotels or nothing. He was to eat and sleep in the masjid. So the guard, whatever, they told him, get out. You can't sleep in the masjid. He said, okay. So can I sleep? I'm a stranger. Can I sleep all night? He didn't tell Imam Ahmad. If he told Imam Ahmad right away, no problem. But he did not say that. So then he said, no, you must get out. So he went out and he slept outside by the door, the masjid's door. He said, you still here? He kicked him out of the door. He's dragged him by his feet to the middle of the street. Alhamdulillah, there was no cars then. So, and he left him there. So like a baker across the street saw him. Saw Imam Ahmad rahimahullah. And he called him, he said, come here, old man, come here. And he saw the man, every time he baked the bread, he said, astaghfirullah, making dhikr, astaghfirullah. And like non-stop, constant istighfar and dhikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Imam Ahmad was amazed by his action. And he told him, what did you get out of this? Istighfar. He said, everything I want, everything I wished for, it happened to me. Everything I want in this dunya, it happened because I do istighfar to Allah and dhikr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except one wish I want. He said, what is it? He said, I just would love to see Imam Ahmad once in my life. And he said, well, Allah have dragged Imam Ahmad by his feet to see, for you to see him. So because he was dragged by his feet, Allah dragged even Imam Ahmad for him to see. Istighfar brings so much good. Istighfar, the most beautiful form of ibadah, and we're not taking advantage of. And subhanAllah, one man came to one of the early generations of Islam, he said, I'm poor. He said, well, make istighfar. He said, I don't have children. He said, make istighfar. I'm sick, make istighfar. So the man next to me told him, why everything is istighfar? I mean, there's no other prescription besides istighfar. He said, look at the ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you bring the rain in abundance and provide for you, give you children and so on. So every good thing in the dunya comes with istighfar. And the best role model is the Prophet ﷺ. He used to ask for istighfar 70 times every gathering. They said 100 times in the morning, make it part of your dhikr every morning, 100 times in the morning, 100 times after Asr. This is part of the morning and the evening dhikr, subhanAllah. So this is basically, inshallah, someone asked me yesterday about how old is Nuh alayhi salam when he became a prophet. They said here many narrations. Allah knows best. Was not mentioned in authentic hadith to know exactly. Some narrations said he was 350 years when he became a prophet. So nobody knows, of course, how long he lived for. We know for sure in the Quran he was as a prophet for 950 years. This is clear ayah in the Quran. 1,000 years, except, less 50 years than 1,000, which is 950 years was he there. But no one knows exactly how long he was, and how old he was when he was a prophet, and no one knows how long he lived after the flood. Nothing mentioned. And this does not benefit us anything anyways. So what would benefit us if it was beneficial? Allah would mention in the Quran, or the Prophet ﷺ would mention that in the Sunnah. So you don't need to go over those news, how old was he, how long did he live for, and so on. Basically, Allah knows best. And the narration, how many people they was with him in the ark, they said 83, some narration says 75 people. So Allah knows best again. So they said only his children was there. And there's another stories, fabricated stories about who was with him in the ark. No one, like he took from every kind of pair, like a male and female from every animal, and he took some people with him. Allah knows best how many. So there's, like I said, you don't want to go back to the unauthentic stories, like he had a mouse with him, and the people complained that the mouse will eat the food in the ark, and so the lion sneezed and caused the mouse to die. There's a lot of stories, like, there's no authenticity when it comes to that, inshallah, and does not help whether it's that with us to increase our iman or to decrease it. And of course we know in the Quran the ark was settled and the mountain called Al-Judi. Mastawat al-Judi. Allah clearly said in the Quran, He said that the ark was upon or settled upon the Judi. The Judi, Allah knows best. Many scholars said in Iraq somewhere. Someone said they said back in the previous Soviet Union, which in Russia somewhere. Some people they said in Turkey. So Allah knows best. Where is it? Would make a difference? Doesn't make a difference. We know he was in the Judi and the ark. They call it that he was in the ark and settled by the Judi, and Allah knows best where is he. And another thing we learned from the story of Noah, when he told him Allah had promised to save his family, and his son was a kafir, he told Allah, he is my son. He's min ahli, from my family. Then he said, he's not part of your family. He's a bad deed. عمل غير صالح. He's a bad deed. He's amal or bad deed. He's not part of your family. Shows the strongest relation, the strongest bond between you and the Muslim brother is not the blood relation. The strongest relation, Islam. There's nothing bring people closer than the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is the story of Nuh alayhi salam. Done. Inshallah, we'll just give like a brief about the next prophet to come, which is Prophet Hud alayhi salam. Prophet Hud, Allah knows best exactly how many years between him and Nuh alayhi salam. Some they said like for the fourth grandson, the fifth grandson, or the only grandson. Allah knows best, has to be a few hundred years, Allah knows best between him and Nuh. Because he came to the greatest nation ever exist. which is the people of Ad. Allah said in the Quran, Surah, لَمْ يُخْلَقْ مِثْلُهَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Nobody was ever similar to Ad. Huge. They used to carve their houses in the mountains, in the rocks, subhanAllah, in the stone, like nothing, like Play-Doh to them. Huge guys. Allah knows best how big they are, how strong they are. But definitely, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, never ever was created someone like Ad. So he was the prophet to them. And they were in Yemen. The people of Ad, they were in Yemen, somewhere in Hadramaut. Hadramaut, basically, I think the east side of Yemen, the south side of Yemen. So there's usually Yemen before they united was the north side and the south side. They are on the south side of Yemen nowadays. And we'll stop right here, inshallah. So to take the story of Ad and the Prophet Nuh, Hud alayhi salam. If you have a question about the Nuh story alayhi salam, I'd be more than happy to answer. Then we'll move forward, inshallah.